party people, and welcome back to my channel. So this is just a tutorial over the look that I'm wearing right now. I'm going to try to keep this intro very simple because I feel like the thumbnail and the eye look, it just kind of explains itself. We're doing a tutorial. You guys have been asking for a lot more tutorials lately. Like every time I ask you guys for ideas, you always say more tutorials. So we're going to start kicking them out. They're going to start coming. So this one is more of a simplistic, basic look, but it's also very unique. Like the tones are very unique, and it's gonna be good for every day because it takes like 10 minutes, if that. It's super easy, but it kind of makes a statement. It kind of makes more of an impact than just your typical bronzer or light tan shade in the crease with a champagne tone. Like this is a little more unique than that. So yeah, if you guys want to see how to get this eye look, then please keep watching. Alright guys, so I've already primed my eyes with the Essence I Love Color Intensifying Eyeshadow Base. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with a matte ivory colored eyeshadow, just anything that matches my skin tone, just to set the eyeshadow primer down, just because we don't want any drag. We want the eyeshadows to really blend nicely. So I'm going to go in with my favorite combination. This is really brightening and it sets it beautifully. This is Coastal Scents Hot Pot in the shade Chamois Nude, and then this is ColourPop's Hear Me Out, I believe. Yeah, Hear Me Out. And yeah, I'm gonna mix those two together and just set my eyeshadow down. So I'm gonna first go in with the AOA Studio single eyeshadow in the shade M7. This is just a matte, kind of taupey gray shade. It's cool toned. And usually I have a hard time wearing cool tone eyeshadows because they wash me out because of my skin tone. But for some reason, this one doesn't do it. It just makes my eyes pop. It makes my eyes just look more blue. It's just a really, really pretty shade, and the formula is amazing. So I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M573 brush and just put that in the crease. And then once I've got that color really blown out and diffused, I'm going to go in with the same brush and just put it a little more concentratedly right in the socket of the crease. This is going to make it look like you have more on than what you actually do. And it's just going to kind of deepen the crease up a little bit just to make it look less hooded if you do have hooded eyes. As you can see, it just kind of pushes the socket back a little bit more, kind of gives some more depth and dimension, but you're still just using one shade. You can also bring this down the outer V. I did bring that shade in the outer V as well, but just ever so slightly blend it into the socket and then quit, because you've already blended it out. Like you've already diffused that color to where it's well blended, but now you're just going to kind of go in and spot blend. You know what I'm trying to say. You're just going to go in and just add dimension wherever you want it. So now I'm going to go in with the star of the show, which is ColourPop's Glass Bull. I've never seen anyone use this shadow on camera. Like it's just such a pretty unique shadow. It's kind of like, I don't know how they describe it on their website, but it's kind of like a mint blue with a purpley brown undertone, like a base to it. It's a very unique shade. It has a little bit of like a reddish pinkish undertone as well. So here's what it looks like. It's just one of those shades that you can pair with pretty much any kind of tone. You can pair it with browns, you can pair it with cool tone shadows, you can pair it with grays, like whatever. It's just so universal. I'm gonna start off with applying it with my finger because as you can see, it gives the effect of wetting your brush. Like it's very intense, and I feel like this is a little bit more up my alley. So I like to just apply the base with my finger and just get it on there, and then go in later and wet my brush. And I am going to bring this all the way out to the outer V. So I like to apply it like this, or like to apply it with a dry brush at first and then go in with a wet brush later to build it up and kind of intensify it a little bit, just because I feel like it blends in better with the matte shades when it's dry. But something I do like to do on my eyes are slightly hooded, and I do have some extra folds of skin out here. I don't really know if it's actually hoodedness or if it's just extra folds of skin on the outer edge of my eye, but whatever the case may be, I've got some extra skin going on. But what I like to do is actually bring it up, like bring the shimmery eyelid shade up to like pretty much touching the crease, like touching the very tip of the crease, just because I feel like it makes my eyes look bigger, it makes them look more wide. I feel like if I keep the shimmers like directly below the crease, it almost kind of smalls my eyes. It makes my eyes look smaller. So I don't know, if you have hooded eyes, try both ways. I know everyone says that with shimmery eyeshadows, you need to keep them just on the eyelid. Don't put any kind of shimmer in the crease, which I do agree. Like shimmer in the crease can be a bad thing. It can emphasize the hoodedness or creases and stuff like that. But I like to put it at least a little bit higher in the inner portion, not on the outer edge. I do like to keep the outer edge just matte, like in the crease. But I don't know if you guys can see this. I brought it up pretty much right to the socket of the crease, just from the inner portion to about the center. That's just something that I found that works with my eyes. I find that it makes my eyes look bigger because it makes it look like I have more eyelid space. So now what I want to do, since we did go ahead and lay down the base to where it is going to blend in better with the matte shades, I'm going to go in with a wet brush now and really intensify the shadow and just kind of build it up a little bit. So I like to use the ColourPop. I don't even know what this is called because there's no label on here, but this is the flat shader brush. I don't really know what the exact name is. But since we've already got that base down to where it's gonna look more blended now, I'm just gonna keep this on the very lower eyelid. So I am gonna put this all over, but like I said, on the outer portion, like the outer V, I am keeping it below the crease in the matte shades. Okay, so now I'm just gonna apply some eyeliner. I usually like to just apply a black eyeshadow as liner. I feel like it looks a little bit softer. It's a lot easier to work with. If you haven't used a really, really deep black eyeshadow as your liner, you're missing out, because gel liners and stick liners and liquid liners, they're a mess sometimes. So I like to play it safe and just use a black eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go do that. I may apply a very thin line of liquid liner or something right at the root, but I'm just gonna do something simple, kind of flick it out a little bit, and then put on some mascara, and I'll be back to show you guys the finished look. Alright guys, so I'm back with the finished look. So here's what it looks like with a full face on now. I did go in with that taupey gray shade along the lower lash line, just smudged it a little bit, and that's all I did. Didn't put anything extra, just that one shade, then some mascara. I went in with the combination of ColourPop's Hear Me Out and then Chamois Nude from Coastal Scents as my brow bone highlight. As you can see, it's very brightening, and this will hold up. It's a very, very long wearing combination that just stays bright all day long. And then for my inner corner highlight, I just went in with a random champagne color, and that's a look. Yeah, that is it for this video. If you want to see more tutorials like this that are more simple and basic, but at the same time a little more unique, then make sure you let me know in the comments below and give this video a thumbs up. Or if you have any other ideas for tutorials in general, just whatever look, whether it be a certain color scheme or whatever, just let me know your suggestions down there. So thank you all so much for watching. Also subscribe to my channel because it's super easy, and why the heck not? And then when you do that, hit the notification bell to be notified of all my videos, because what's the point of subscribing if you don't see my videos? And comment below #partypeople to let me know you're part of my Party People squad, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.